time it is. You know I'm turned up. You know how we gotta come in. We come in there dancing. We come in here turned up with a sports talk. And you know I gotta get it started with my first topic. No, you know I gotta get it started with y'all. Y'all are the most important part to my life. And I appreciate y'all. For anybody out there that's watching, y'all keep grinding to your goal. Y'all keep pushing to your goal and keep staying motivated. Now, heading over to my first topic, we see what happened last night. It was a horrible, it was a slaughter fest. What was going on with the 76ers? Was it a better game from the Celtics or was it a better game from the 76ers? I think it was the worst game from the 76ers. We got Joel Embiid. He's just standing out there at this point. He only has 15 points. Let's see. 4 for 9 field goal, 15 points. That's not Joel Embiid's stats. Okay, that's decent for a decent player, but this is Joel Embiid. You're the regular season MVP. You're the regular season MVP. You just got it announced the other day that you're the regular season MVP. While we got Nikola Jokic out here dropping 39 on the Suns, and you out here dropping 15. If you was gonna play like that, you should have stayed out, and you shouldn't have had your knee injury or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just keep resting your knee. You don't need to be out there just being a statue. You are an absolute statue in that game. Just take your rest. You got a torn ligament in your knee and you're out here messing around. James Harden, you just dropped 45 the other day. What is this 12-point game with 2 for 9 shooting? Where were you, James Harden? 2 for 14? You were 2 for 14, James Harden. You just had 45 the other day and stole game 1. Now the 76ers, they've been trusting the process for too goddamn long. And this is the 76ers code. This is what they absolutely do. They do this all the time. They make you believe something and then they switch it up, like James Harden in the playoffs. He can't get it done in the playoffs. We've been trusting the process forever, and James Harden, he gets injured. It's 1-1 right now. They absolutely destroyed you. It was like 87 to, I think it was 120, something like that. 121, 87 to 121 was the final score. And it was just a slaughterhouse. Y'all had no chance of winning that game in the whole entire game. James Harden, he's back to his normal self. He's not Houston James Harden. He's definitely not the goddamn James Harden from the other day. You going 2 for 14 with 12 points. Pathetic. And on the other side of the Celtics, I would say the bench players were amazing. The role players were amazing. Jaylen Brown, he had a good little solid game, 25 points. He was good from distance, taking it to the rack, causing pressure at any moment he could. But god dang, Jason Tatum, what are you out there doing? 1 for 7 points? When the last time you haven't had a 10-point game at least? Like, have you not learned from last year, Jason Tatum? I don't think you have that game again though. I don't think you go 1 for 7, 3 assists, 7 rebounds, 7 points. What are you out here playing? My career, 60 overall. What type of stats are these in the playoffs? You're Jason Tatum. You've been to the finals. You just got from the finals. You didn't show up in those finals. We're expecting you to show up this year. I'm thinking you're learning from your mistakes. You're not learning from your mistakes. You're 1 for 7 points, under 10 points. Show up. Your team didn't need you this game, so I'm not gonna obliterate you. Your team didn't need you. Sometimes your team doesn't need you, and that just shows how great the Celtics are in their perimeter shooting with the player they got. Marcus Smart had a great game, playing defensively, scoring a couple buckets. Jaylen Brown, like I said, he's the attacker. He can become the number 1. That's what it is with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Some days Jaylen Brown's the number 1 target, and then Jason Tatum's feeding off of Jaylen Brown, or Jaylen Brown feeding off of Jason Tatum. That just is what it is. And I'm going to give it to the 76ers. They played worse than the Celtics and losing that game with James Harden not dropping nowhere near the points he had in the other game. He's sending people to the locker room talking about it. It's just one game. It's just one game. Bro, come out there like it's just going, drop 45 points. God damn. You feel me? He ain't doing nothing out there, is he? He won't doing a thing. But heading over to our next topic, we're gonna swim over to our next topic. We ending it right here with the Suns take. Can the Suns win and beat the Nuggets without Chris Paul? You seen Chris Paul go out with a groin injury out in game 2. I think it was like third quarter or something like that. Reported to be out for 3 to 5 games or 3 to 5 weeks, something like that. And that's the maestro. That's Chris Paul. He wants him, like he said, before coming into these playoffs, he wants it more than anybody. This is Chris Paul's last hurrah. He almost got traded to the Nets for Kevin Durant. He was in trade talks coming up before they even got into the playoffs. He was in trade talks. So if they don't get it done this season, Chris Paul is probably out of there, guaranteed. And you can't go join your boy LeBron. He's going up in age. After this season, I don't see LeBron going anywhere near the finals again. It's really your last chance. You got Devin Booker, who is absolutely sensational in these playoffs. He's the most underrated player in these playoffs. I think he's probably the second best behind Jimmy Butler healthy. Jimmy Butler, he's going through an ankle injury, but Devin Booker has been serious in these playoff series. But just an absolute maestro with the ball and scoring. But let's go to the easy money sniper. Let's talk about Kevin Durant. Let's talk about Kevin Durant right here. You're 10 for 27 in your last game. They trade off Cam Johnson. They trade off Bridges. They're trading off these assets. They're sending the world over to the Brooklyn Nets, sending draft picks, sending more that they can send just for Kevin Durant to join this team and this team to go sensational and skyrocket just like you did with the Warriors. And it's not looking like that at all. You're missing horribly 10 for 27, 24 points. Kevin Durant, you're in the playoffs. You're a 45-point guy. You're that type of guy. You're that type of specimen. You're the greatest 7-footer to handle the ball we've ever seen, and you're dropping 10 for 27, 24 points in a playoff game. You're down 2-0, and I think they play Friday. I'm expecting him to turn up. I'm expecting a 45 game for Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. He can lead off of Kevin Durant and he can score his little 25 or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's a lethal two. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, lethal two. Chris Paul. I'm sad for Chris Paul. He wants it. I know he wants it. God. And it's like he gets injured every single time. He gets injured every single time it comes around this time, just like with the Rockets, just like his past history. He had that great season with OKC and almost knocking off, I think it was the Warriors. They played the Warriors in like the first series, second series, something like that. With OKC, he had that good, with Gilgeous, young Gilgeous. We remember that season with Chris Paul. But as of right now, you're out with the groin injury. It's hard to say, and you cannot be out with a groin injury versus the number 1 seed in the West. It just can't happen. And I don't know if they can overcome this. They need a point guard out there. They need somebody that's going to get Kevin Durant to his spots. But Kevin Durant needs to demand the ball in this game 3. They have to get bodies on Nikola Jokic. You got to force the ball out of Nikola Jokic's hand. Even though Jamal Murray, he can give you a superstar type of game. He was not a superstar. He was opposite from a superstar in game 2. But I'm not expecting that to keep happening. But let somebody else kill you. Do not let Nikola Jokic sit there and get 40 on DeAndre Ayton, who can't guard a soul at 7 foot. It's just what it is, bro. And hopefully Chris Paul, he can come back fast. Kevin Durant, try to keep this team afloat until Chris Paul comes back, or leave this team. You can't get swept. You can't get 4-1. Try to tie this series back up. You're back home 2 games. You can get it 2-2 again, and you can go from distance from there. Once you tied up 2-2, go from there. If you lose in a battle, oh well. But the maestro's out of there. You got Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. This is what Kevin Durant is here for. Chris Paul, he was only giving you 12 points in the game, 13 points in the game. He can't play defense at all. It's just what it is. It's not his game. Not saying he's a bad player for that. It's just not in his game. He averages 8 assists. He's a maestro, like I said. He gives the ball up. He gets KD to his spots. He gets Devin Booker to his spots. He finds open targets, and sometimes he can knock down some middies. That's what Chris Paul's game is today, and it's important to the Suns team and them pursuing the Nuggets, trying to knock the Nuggets out, and hopefully they can get it done in Game 3 on Friday. Who knows? But thank you for tuning in with me and my boy 3D. We love y'all. Keep tuning in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the Lace 'Em Up Sports Talk Show. If you want to stay tuned in to the latest sports hype, hit that subscribe button or watch my latest videos. Thank you, baby. Let's go.